Thanks for clicking on this video. Now, before we get started, let me ask you guys a question. Do you like collecting the platinum versions of games on any system, not just Xbox 360? Even though that's what we're talking about today, I'd like to hear what you guys think, so let me know down below. Anyways, let's get on to the video. Hey everyone, my name's HarryAtomic and welcome to another Xbox 360 video where today we're going to be talking about the Xbox 360 Platinum line. Now, I call it Platinum, but that's just kind of what I grew up calling these like sort of budget re-release games, but I'll probably end up calling them Classics as well because that's what they're called here in the UK. So Classics interchangeably with Platinum. You know what I mean. So the reason I'm making this video today is because you guys asked for it. There was a comment left down below asking me to make this video, so here it is. If you have any videos that you want to see, let me know down below and I'll go ahead and make one. So what the Classics versions of Xbox games were budget re-releases of games that had already come out for the system and had performed really well. Now, on the original Xbox, this was defined as having high sales during the first 9 months. However, I don't know if that's like a strict rule or if that was something that carried over into the 360. But definitely they were all blockbuster games anyway that done really well. Now, just to get some terminology straight, in the US they were called Platinum games or Platinum family games for games that were rated for all ages. Whereas here in the PAL regions they were known as Classics. I don't think we had any like Classics Kids versions or anything like that. Not that I could find anyway during my research. Either way, these budget re-releases seem to be something that happens on most consoles, and they're a really good way of picking up some great games that you might have missed. So for all you collectors out there, there's 4 different kinds of Classics that were released on the Xbox 360. Now, to the best of my knowledge, again through my research I couldn't find any, but there was no game that came out on multiple kinds of the Classics, if you know what I mean. As in, if a game came out on the first kind of Classics, it didn't come out again on the second kind of Classics. Again, I could be wrong, so if you know any examples of this, let me know down below. Also, one more note before we get started. I haven't found any terminology to describe the different kinds of cases and stuff for Xbox 360. Again, if you know any, let me know, but I'm going to use some terminology throughout this that I just kind of made up because I couldn't find any. So if things sound a bit strange, feel free to suggest better ones down below, I guess. So the first version of the Xbox 360 Classics that came out are what I call the silver box versions. Now, I call them this mainly because they have a silver box as opposed to the green one that we're used to with Xbox 360 games. Now, the main characteristics of these are that they have the cover art kind of scaled down and inside this weird kind of silver looking design with the word Classics along the top. Now, one other thing to note is that it actually says Classics on the disc as well. So if you're going to be buying these and you're like a real completionist, make sure to double check the disc that you're getting the right one in the box. Just a wee side note, while recording this I'm using Cameo as like the Classics edition, and I just noticed that my disc inside is the normal Cameo, not the Classics one, like after telling you guys like check the disc and stuff. And so when I was shopping around like 2 days ago, I picked up like the non-Classics Cameo and opened it and there's a Classics version inside. So I have like each other's games and I must have bought these like 2 years apart. Anyways, just funny story. Always check the discs. Now the second Classics version to come out are what I call the long spine version. The reason why I call them this is because the Xbox 360 Classics logo on the side of the spine is longer than it normally is on a non-Classics game. Now, other than that, these are pretty much identical. I mean, the bars along the top are different, but the cover art is full size again. You'll also see as well that they have this like Classics bestseller kind of like sticker design on the front. It's not an actual sticker, but it's just like part of the cover art. I think in the US as well, there's a tagline along the top. It's kind of cheesy. I'll find a picture of it and stick it up, but I read it earlier on and I just... oh man, that's a bad idea. I'm glad we didn't get that over here in PAL regions. So the third type of Classics, and my personal favorite, are just what I call the green box versions. So these are green box Classics. They just have a long green bar at the top and they say Classics. I love that shade of green. It's just such a deep green and so good. It may also say bestsellers along the top as well, but I mean, you're going to notice it from the green bar straight away. Other than that, the spines are completely different as well. Like, the normal Xbox games have like an artwork style spine, whereas like the Classics have just like a regular like word spine. And also they have like the different color logo here as well. And now, a type of Classics that also came out, but unfortunately I don't actually have any, are what I call backwards compatible Classics. These came out in like hybrid Xbox One, like Xbox 360 DVD size cases. They look really good. They have like both the Xbox One and Xbox 360 logo logo along the top, and it's really a way of doing a budget re-release of backwards compatible games. If you find any of these, I really don't find them around that often, so I think these may actually be like slightly rarer than all the other classics. Usually classic versions don't fetch as much, or they're not worth as much, but I think that the backwards compatible classics might be up there. So on to talking about collecting classics. Now, really, I just want to get a copy of each game in the PAL set. I don't mind if it's a classics version or not, it's still the same game. Sometimes picking up classics versions can even be better than picking up the originals, because sometimes classic editions will be game of the years and contain all the DLC, meaning that you don't have to rebuy it or try and find it another version somewhere. Now, I know some people don't like their collections looking messy, and so they don't like having classics editions mixed in. Now, I'm one of those people. I like my collection looking really nice, so I just put all my classics together. It actually looks kind of nice. They have like all the different variations of classics all lined up together. I think when you have enough of anything kind of stacked together, you start noticing like how nice its design is when you see it repeated. So I would say if you do come across any classics, to split them out on their own. I do the same with Connect as well. Just on a side note, having all those wee purple boxes together just makes the Connect set look so much better. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys collect classics, or do you want to collect both the normal version and the classics version, or do you even avoid classics altogether? Also, make sure to get subscribed if you want to see more Xbox 360 related videos. I make videos like every other day on the Xbox 360, so there's plenty to come, and you'll never be left wanting for more Xbox 360 videos. As I said at the start, this video was made because someone left a comment, so if you have any ideas for videos that you want to see made, let me know down below and they'll get added to the video list. This is a community driven channel, so you guys let me know what you want to see and I'll happily put together a video. Anyways, make sure to join the Xbox 360 Hub Discord as well. The link's down in the description. On there, there's loads of collectors and Xbox players just chatting all the time about all things Xbox. That would be the perfect place actually to chat to other people about whether or not you should go for classic editions. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.